New reality is, in fact, setting in for the global economy. Donald Trump's tariffs are here to stay. In fact, on Monday morning, Trump said the baseline tariff rate for the world will be in the range of 15 to 20%, probably one of those two numbers. Now, that statement came some 12 hours after Trump announced an agreement Sunday with the European Union that would see a 15% tax paid on products brought into the United States from the bloc. Now, the EU also agreed to spend around $750 billion on energy purchases from the US while investing an additional $600 billion in the US. Top US and Chinese economic officials met in Stockholm for more than 5 hours of talks aimed at resolving long-standing economic disputes at the very center of a trade war brewing between the world's two top economies, seeking to extend a truce by 3 months. US Treasury Chief Scott Bessent was in fact a part of US negotiating team that arrived in Rosenbad, the Swedish Prime Minister's office in central Stockholm, in the early afternoon Monday. Meanwhile, China's Vice Premier Li Hifeng was also seen at the venue on video footage.
Top officials from the United States and China have arrived here in Stockholm for 2 days of talks aimed to diffuse tensions over tariffs between the world's two largest economies. The talks, led by U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and Chinese Vice Premier He Lifeng, are aimed to help reduce the tariff levels set by the Trump administration earlier this year and Chinese retaliatory measures. Analysts expect an extension of the 90-day pause in the highest tariff levels in anticipation of a meeting later this fall between U.S. President Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping. The tariffs have come down from peak levels earlier this year that roiled world markets and now stand at about 30% U.S. tariffs on Chinese goods and 10% tariffs on U.S. goods exported to China. The United States is eager to bring down its massive trade deficit with China, which stood at nearly $300 billion last year, and encourage more domestic consumption in China, particularly for U.S. goods. China wants to see a reduction in the highest tariff levels because of the importance of its manufacturing base and its export-led economy.